Hello, everyone, and welcome. We're diving into our special series on relationships and the weekly Torah portion with the wonderful coach Mazal Klein. And today, we are tackling one of the oldest questions in the book. Do opposites really attract? And maybe more importantly, can they actually make it work? Let's start with something one of Mazal's clients said, because I have a feeling this is going to sound pretty familiar to some of you. It's that classic situation, right? One of you has everything planned out to the minute, and the other just goes with the flow. Sometimes it can seriously feel like you're from two different planets. And that really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? When you and your partner seem so fundamentally different, does that mean you're headed for trouble? Or is there maybe another way to look at all of this? Look, we all know the old saying, like attracts like. And yeah, of course, having shared values is super important. But there's this other really powerful idea we're going to explore. The idea that opposites don't just attract, they actually complete each other. Now that's the opportunity, seeing your differences not as a problem, but as a chance to create something even better together. So let's kind of flip the script on this whole conversation. What if we stopped looking at these differences as bugs in the system or things we need to fix about the other person? What if we started seeing them as your relationship's secret superpower? Right? So here's the bottom line. Those things that make you different, the very points where you might clash a little, they aren't just challenges. They're actually invitations to grow. They're a chance to learn from each other in a way that you just couldn't with someone who's your exact clone. Okay, so that all sounds good in theory, but what does it actually look like day to day? Let's get practical and look at a couple of common opposite pairings to see how this balance can really work. First up, let's go back to our planner and our spontaneous partner. On the surface, it might look like total chaos, but when you dig a little deeper, the planner brings this incredible sense of stability and security. They're the rock. Meanwhile, the spontaneous one is the one bringing all the color, the excitement, and the adventure, making sure things never get stale. Put them together, and you get a life that is both grounded and thrilling. Or how about this classic combo, the calm introvert and the action-seeking extrovert? One partner is that safe, peaceful harbor, the anchor that keeps everything steady. The other is always pulling them into new experiences, bringing that spark of energy and fun. It might not look like it makes sense, but it's the perfect recipe for a relationship that feels both incredibly safe and wonderfully alive. Okay, so we see how it creates balance, but the benefits, they go way deeper than just that. Let's break down 3 huge reasons why leaning into your differences is one of the best things you can do for your relationship. First, there's just so much learning and personal growth. Your partner shows you a whole different way of seeing the world. Second is that amazing balance we talked about, where your strengths cover their weaknesses and vice versa. You become this unstoppable team. And third, and this one is huge, you get way more creative when it comes to solving problems. When 2 totally different minds tackle an issue, the solutions you come up with can be absolutely brilliant. All right, to really pull all of these ideas together, I want you to think about this beautiful metaphor. Imagine your relationship isn't just a duet between 2 people, but a whole orchestra. Seriously, think about it. In a real orchestra, you wouldn't want every instrument to be a violin, right? No way! You need the deep, soulful sound of the cello, the steady beat of the drums, the bright call of the trumpet. Every single instrument has its own unique voice. But when they all play together, they create a harmony that is so much richer and more beautiful than any one of them could ever make alone. That's the potential you have. So let's leave it with this final thought. The real power of a relationship isn't found in being identical copies of each other. The real magic, the true strength, is in finding that person you are excited to grow with, to learn from, and to create your own unique and beautiful music with. If this topic really hit home for you, and if you're trying to figure out how to conduct your own unique orchestra, please feel invited to get in touch with Mazal Klein. She's a fantastic coach for marriage and happy relationships, helping couples build that closer communication. You can reach her at 052-328-6037. Thanks so much for tuning in.